Hello. So, some of the more astute among you might have noticed that in the last month and a half, I haven't uploaded a single YouTube video. I know, I couldn't tell either. And that's partially because December was absolutely insane. The last month and a half of my life has been so go, go, go nonstop that while I did plan to make content, I had an entire video list I planned to make in December, I didn't, and I'm gonna tell you why. I definitely wish I'd given more of a warning, but it was the kind of thing where every single week it's like, okay, next week I'll finally get back to it. Next week I'll start making content, and then it never happened. So I never wanted to make like a big update video because I'm like, I'm just gonna get back to it soon anyway, and now it's been 40 days. So what exactly happened? Let's just go right from the beginning. So we finished No Nat November. We did all whatever, like 28, 27 videos in 1 month, and that naturally took a lot out of me. So in my mind, I thought I'm gonna take some days off. So I did. 3 days off to be exact, and that's because on December 3rd, I got on a plane, and I flew on that plane all the way to North Carolina. My parents live in North Carolina, and my brother, who lives in Maine, just had his kid. I am officially a uncle. Unknat. So I fly to North Carolina, watch the house while they go visit my nephew until they come back. So I show up on the 4th because it was an overnight flight, and then for the next basically 12 days, I'm just in that house in North Carolina. I have access to my dad's laptop, but let me tell you, a house with horses, cats, dogs, birds, a turtle. It's not easy to run by yourself, and it takes a lot of getting used to. So the first 3 days are jet lag and me learning how to take care of these animals, and then the next 10 days, the first few are, oh, my parents are gone, now I'm doing this by myself, I don't want to mess this up and kill their pets. So I'm stressed and I'm not in the headspace to create content, and then before I know it, my parents are on their way back to their house. I'm finally settling into this schedule, which the hardest part of the schedule is the horses. I don't know if you know this, I grew up with horses and I didn't know this. Horses need constant care and maintenance. Mainly they need to be fed 4 times per day, and they need to be cleaned, obviously, once a day. You have to go and scoop out the paddocks and whatnot, refill their water buckets. You need to be ready. So anytime you finish taking care of the horses, you are now on a 4-hour clock to get anything else done you need to do before you have to go take care of the horses again. And I didn't hate this schedule. If anything, it actually kept me regular and just, oh no, my poops were fine. It kept me mentally regular where I always had something to do. But the problem with that, and it's something I'm still actively consciously working on in my everyday life, is a little thing called executive dysfunction, where basically if you know you have something going on, you know you have a doctor's appointment at 2 p.m. and you wake up at 9 a.m., you struggle to get anything done before that doctor's appointment because you're constantly thinking, okay, 6 hours until my appointment, 5 hours until my appointment. I can't do anything. I need to be ready for that appointment. So you do nothing for 6 hours. You might binge a TV show, watch YouTube, or maybe play a video game until your doctor's appointment. Once your doctor's appointment is done, then you can actually get after stuff. The entire 2 weeks I spent at my parents' place, that feeling never goes away, because every time you feed the horses, you get a new set of executive dysfunction of, okay, I can't miss the next one in 4 hours, plus all the other animals, and I was waking up early. I had to wake up at 6:30 a.m. to take care of the horses, so I was going to bed at 9 p.m. I was out of my element, I wasn't at my own home, I was taking care of all these animals, loved doing it, never got around to making content. Once I left my parents' place, I flew up to Maine for another week, where I spent 4 days with my family in Maine, my brothers, meeting my nephew. I have an adorable picture of me and my nephew that I'm not going to show you because his parents do not want him on the internet, and I respect the hell out of that. So I met my nephew, it was nice, I got to hang out with my brother and my sister-in-law and my brother's girlfriend, different brother, and then I drove down to Massachusetts, where I got to hang out with my friends Andrew and Andrea and Josh and Shale from my Pathfinder campaign. And then I had a 4-day board game bender where we woke up, played board games until we went to bed for 4 days in a row. It was freaking incredible. And then I finally got back to my apartment on December 23rd, 2 days before Christmas. Again, I spent 1 day just in jet lag trying to recover from 3 weeks not sleeping in my own bed. And then Christmas happened, where I hung out with friends, and then I hung out with other people over the next few days. And then wouldn't you know it, December 28th, I get sick, and not like an like a little sniffly. No, I get knocked on my ass by a virus that's been going around my town. Me and my friend both got it at the same time because we went to karaoke on like the 26th, the 27th, and I guarantee somebody there was sick, touched the microphone, which we then touched the microphone, and then, I don't know, licked our fingers or something. I don't know what happened when I'm not thinking. So this thing, I thought it was gonna be like maybe 1 or 2 days. You know, I slept for 15 hours straight, and I'm like, oh, this is bad. But I sleep it a lot, so it'll go away. And so I sleep another 15 hours straight, and it's still not gone. Those first 3 days were the worst. It was all sore throat and like tense muscle pain. Like my upper and mid shoulders were in so much pain, like rolling over in bed was a painful activity. That's all I could do all day. It sucked. And then I had like another 5 or 6 days of still sick enough. You know, it went up into my nose. I was congested. The muscle pain was gone, but I was coughing and hacking up a lung and I was exhausted. And that lasted until like January 4th. I was sick for 7 straight days. And ever since the 4th of January, still on the recovery of this virus. I'm still a little bit sniffly and snorty and snotty. I'm finally to the point where I'm like, I should make a video. And then 4 days later, because I'm terrible at doing things when I need to, 5 days later, it's January 9th, I finally get around to it. Because I hit that point. It's a similar point to when I'm like texting someone where it's been so long since I made a video that I'm like, ooh, would it be weird to make a video now? And then I talk myself out of it and I psych myself out, and instead of actually making a video, I just play an idle game for a week straight and binge sitcoms. I have no excuse for the last 5 days. Everything up through January 4th, I have excuses for. I did stuff and or was bedridden for that entire month. The last 5 days, I have no excuse. So, videos should be coming back. There's a reason I say should, and this is sort of the important part of the video that for those of you who have stuck around and watched this far, first off, thank you. That's really, really sweet. I appreciate you listening to me ramble about literally just my life. I might get an interview for a job. I got a phone interview for a really nice job. I don't want to go into too many details. It's a state government position. It's nothing fancy. I'm not secretly CIA. That'd be ridiculous. But if I land this job, it will have important ramifications on YouTube because it is a full-time position. I will be working 40-hour work weeks in this position, making the best money and benefits and everything of my entire life. If that does happen, YouTube will become a side gig. And I don't want to sugarcoat that or dance around it. You know, I have to go where the money is right now because right now I'm struggling. You know, I'm not gonna pretend I'm not. Financially, I am struggling. I'm very blessed in my life with some opportunities given to me, one of which being this job, and so I can't turn it down. Again, job has not been landed. If it does get landed, I might make a follow-up update video saying, here's what the future looks like. And if I don't land the job, you'll get more content. So in a weird way, some of you might be rooting against me. Strange. Also, on the same subject of coming back to content, I do want to get back to streaming. I do miss streaming. I do miss hanging out with you guys. Like I said, I've been going through a lot of mental growth and introspection. That's the vocabulary word of the day. Introspection. Put it on screen. Don't give a definition. Let them look it up. You have hands. Use Google. Don't use ChatGPT, you coward. That's all from me. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. I don't know when the first actual NoNet video will come out. I'm sort of in that pre-described executive dysfunction right now because I won't find out about the interview until Monday, and then if I get the interview, it's on Wednesday, and then if I go to the interview, I won't find out if I got the job until like they decide. I highly doubt they'll shake my hand at the interview and say, hey, welcome to the team. It'd be awesome if they do, so I might be in a little bit of like frozen limbo state until then, but I'll try to sneak out at least 1 or 2 videos before Wednesday. I think I can at least get 1 or 2 videos done by then, especially with Draconic Codex out. There's plenty to talk about. And of course, I'd be remiss to end this video without thanking everybody on the NoNet One's Patreon page for supporting the channel. Sincerely appreciate every single one of you. Every cent, every dollar, whether you pledged for a month, whether you pledged for 3 years. Thank you. Sincerely. Have a wonderful rest of your day for the 3rd time in a row. And until next time, NoNet Ones.